I hope you had a great weekend. I thought I'd start today by giving you a little bit of a tour of the materials page so that you could see how I have things set up. The first thing I'd like to bring to your attention is attendance. Instead of doing attendance on each individual page for each individual class, you're going to be going to the Courses tab, and there will be an attendance course that you use each day to log in for all of your classes. The next thing that I want to show you is that the calendar default has changed. Used to be that immediately all your courses would line up under the calendar. Now there's a drop-down button for you to click, and once you do that, then you can see the assignments for your classes. All right, moving down. I have new office hours this week. I'll be available on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday between 8:15 and 11:30, and then also 1:15 to 4. And the time in between that is for prep and lunch. And so I may not be answering emails live during that time. I prefer to have you contact me via email. I will be checking my phone answering machine occasionally, but the best way to get a hold of me is email. And if you find that you need help with problems or have questions that you need me to explain face-to-face, you can go ahead and request a 10-minute Google chat with me, and I'll send you an invitation at an agreed-upon time. All right, moving on down then. Instead of a daily agenda, I have a weekly agenda now. And the weekly agenda is here because we're going to give you all of your assignments for the entire week on Monday morning. And again, this week's assignments are going to be due Sunday, and the Sunday coming up is the 12th at 11:59 p.m. Another thing that I have here is just a suggested pacing guide. You can do the lessons all at once, or you can spread them out certainly differently than what I have here. But what you do have to do is complete the lessons in order. There is a completion requirement. And so if you haven't done last week's lessons, you will be required to do those before you can open this week's folder with lessons in it. All right, moving on down, we have the folder for the gas laws. And if I open that, you'll see that it's also organized by weeks. So here's last week's and this week's. Again, if you haven't finished the week of 3:30, it will require you to do that before you can go on to the week of 4/6. And you'll notice that this first set, the 3.1 and 3.2 go together. It's just that they have different kinds of activities. And so they're in different test formats. All right. You still have a link to the periodic table. And then I have a parking lot down here. And the parking lot is for questions that you have. If you don't need an immediate response, you can put your question there. If somebody else sees your question and can answer it, great. If not, I'll be checking that a couple of times a day. I've condensed everything for quarter 3. The quarter 3 assignments are no longer available, and grades will be finalized on Thursday. And then you have the textbook. Again, you can open up the textbook by chapter. And I just want to remind you that you're going to get this frowny face. So you need to click right here on entire book by chapter, and then you'll get a list of all the chapters that are available for you to use. And right now we are in chapter 13 today, and then mostly chapter 14. And then I moved to the distance learning directory down here. Notice that each one of these pages or topics is linked to the pages within the presentation, so you don't have to go through the whole thing. So again, here's the attendance page, and it does remind you that there's now an attendance course and that you do have to record your attendance every day. All right. And moving down, chemistry resources. If there's anything else in these resource pages that you need, you can access it there. All right, so you do have a little bit more of a workload this week. I think Tuesday's lesson will probably take you the longest. So if you want to kind of pace yourself from there, it does have a ChemThink activity. The ChemThink activity, you do not have to do the questions that follow, but you can do them for a little extra credit if you'd like. So check that out. All right, have a great week, and I will be posting more updates each day, so make sure you're checking updates and materials on a daily basis. All right, see you tomorrow.